Hey everyone, welcome to my brand new channel. My name is Laura and this is Languages with Laura. So I am creating this channel because I love learning and studying languages and traveling, and I wanted a place to share the tips and the tricks that I have learned, but also to create a community of other language learners to keep myself and keep you all motivated for learning languages. So as this is my first video on the channel, I will just go through kind of my history with languages, where I'm at, and where I've traveled, and then also my goals for 2023, what I want to accomplish, and where I'm going to be traveling this year. So first off, I am American and my mother tongue is English. It is what I use with my family and it's what I go to school and learn in. However, in addition to English, I have formally studied 4 other languages. I started learning Spanish in first grade. It was taught for us in my school system from first grade all the way through high school. However, in high school, you could choose to learn a different language if you wanted. So I've been learning Spanish almost my entire life. Alongside that, I also speak French. I took French for 4 years in high school, and it's actually the second language of my partner as well. So I do speak French at home and with my partner, so it is the one I definitely get the most amount of practice with other than English. Then I also have experience learning Arabic. I studied that for a few years in high school and in university. And my final language is Russian. And Russian I actually learned while living abroad and then also studied at university after my year abroad. I love learning languages because it allows me to connect with various communities of people, both here in my home country and abroad. And I love traveling. I've done a fair amount of traveling already, and I definitely plan to do more in the future. My first time out of the United States was to the Dominican Republic. I was there for about 2 weeks, and it was a great chance for me to exercise my Spanish. I have also been to France, again for another short 2-week trip, and I had a day trip in Germany as well. As I mentioned, I learned Russian abroad, and I actually learned Russian in Kyrgyzstan, not in Russia, in Kyrgyzstan, which is in Central Asia. I was so fortunate to be able to study Russian there for an entire school year, and that is what allowed me to continue studying Russian afterwards when I did go back to the States. I've also been to Canada, and I do travel quite frequently to Canada as my partner is Canadian American and has Canadian citizenship and has his entire dad's side of the family there. While also living abroad in Central Asia, I had the opportunity to do a week-long trip in Kazakhstan, do a long weekend, almost a week-long trip in Thailand, and have a long layover in Turkey. Istanbul is definitely a place that we want to go back to in the future, for sure. It was such an incredible 8-hour layover when we were there. However, we did not get to fit in nearly as many things as we wanted to. Finally, we have also traveled to Panama and Ecuador. We had a long layover in Panama, which allowed us to leave the airport, get some food, go to a couple of tourist places, and then get back on the plane for our 2-week vacation in Ecuador. Again, another chance for me to exercise my Spanish. As I said, I've been studying languages for most of my life, and it is a passion of mine. It is what I'm going to continue studying as I re-enter university this fall of 2023 as a translation student. However, I do a lot of my language learning currently independently, as I am not currently in school. So a lot of the language learning tips I have for you are going to be studying languages independently or alongside with your school studies. This channel, I hope to feature vlogs, travel vlogs, tips, study with me's, pack with me, and anything that I can think of or that you can suggest that has to do with learning languages, building communities, or traveling. Now I am going to talk a little bit about my goals for 2023. So, as I currently said, I'm actually working full-time right now and will re-enter university this coming fall. as a translation student. So when I was previously at university, I had passed my proficiency exam for both Spanish and French. However, with my new university, I have to retake proficiency exams in order to get accepted into the translation programs. I will probably just focus on doing Spanish for my translation programs because of transferring credits and trying to graduate within a certain amount of time as to not compile a whole bunch of student debts. I'm sure all of my American friends can attest to that. So I will be focusing on continuing my 4 languages. I do not want to forget any of them, especially since I will be using them this summer when I do some travel. However, I will be placing an extra emphasis on Spanish to revise and review and get ready for my retaking my proficiency exam. I also hope to start learning German. I just took a job at a German bread house. So a lot of the tips and things that I would like to share with you will both include starting from scratch with a brand new language, as well as keeping up with languages you may have already studied for a little bit or a long time. Now, as I've mentioned, I do plan on doing quite a bit of traveling this coming summer of 2023. We are going to spend 2 months in Europe, and a little bit of that time will also be in Morocco. So we will fly to Greece, and we will be there for a couple weeks, around 10 days, and then we are going to hop on the train and visit a bunch of other cities and countries that we are interested in, and spend the last 2 weeks in Morocco. So I definitely want to focus on learning basic language for all of the countries that we will be going through that I do not already have. And I'm going to try and focus my Arabic more into the Moroccan dialect, even though that is not what I have previously studied in school. That's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you are also excited to join me on this language learning journey, and let me know if you have any video requests down below. As I said, I do work full-time, so a lot of this content might also gear towards how to learn a language on top of being in school or working full-time and other extracurricular activities. I would love to hear from you what languages you speak or are learning, or maybe that you want to learn. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. If you are interested or excited for any of the content that I mentioned, please subscribe. I am going to start off posting videos every other Monday. If you like this video, feel free to hit the thumbs up and give me a like. But I hope you are encouraged to stick around, and until I see you in the next video, ma salama.